evening. Welcome back to They Think It's All Over, your weekly football podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. And we've got a full house again. It's Ash, Liam, Andy and Crippy coming at you live from all over the UK. Don't know why I turned into fucking smashy and nicey there. Anyway, how are we doing, gents?
Oh, good.
What an intro.
Fantastic. Well, I am primed for radio. Only one place to start this week, boys. England, European champions. How do you like them apples? Crippy, kick us off.
Yeah, very good. I have an apology to make. I think Liam would agree. I scoffed at Lee Carsley. I think I should apologise and shut my mouth. That's fair. He done. Yeah, and the thing is, I was looking up about him, and Jody Lescott and Ashley Cole, who worked with him with England, has said he's one of the best man managers around. So it's hard to be a fluke anyway, but it really isn't a fluke with why he's had success. It's clear that he's connected with these players in a way that other managers haven't in the past. Because think how many times we've had good teams in the youth level that have bottled it under previous managers, but Carsley clearly has something about him. So yeah, fair play to him and fair play to the team.
Yeah, say sorry, Lee.
Sorry, Lee Carsley.
I'm sure he's watching.
Of course he is. Everyone does.
We'll link it to him.
Man apologises for belittling Lee Carsley and laughing in his face. Kevin and
Kev.
All right. Right. So, did anybody actually watch the final?
Yeah, I did.
Not the full game. I didn't.
Yeah, I knew Crippy wouldn't.
No, I'm a highlights kind of guy these days.
I mean, I've watched quite a few. To be fair.
Yeah, I watched quite a lot of the tournament.
I mean, we're going to get onto it, but have you seen the team of the tournament?
I haven't seen it, but I heard there was 6 England players in it, wasn't it?
So Trafford was in. Garner was at right back. Taylor Bellwood, whatever his name is, from City.
Centre back. Yeah, he's good.
I want to say Culver was in there, but I don't think he was now, actually. Up front was Gordon. And then midfield was Curtis Jones. And I swear there was someone else, I can't remember now. But I don't know how Curtis Jones got in it over. I still don't understand how Gibbs White wasn't in it and didn't get player of the tournament.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to agree. I mean, obviously I'm buzzing, but Anthony Gordon got player of the tournament, but I don't understand how he got it.
Even Trafford could have given it to him. Not conceding the goal and then saving a penalty in the last.
Yeah, what more can you do as a goalkeeper?
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Didn't concede the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Liam loves Anthony Gordon. Can't say so. It was pretty fucking shitty though, Everton.
On Twitter.
Congratulations to Branthwaite and Garner. And former Toffee Lee Carsley, no mention of the man that they raised and developed. No congratulations to the player of the tournament.
Why? Why would we? Why should we?
Because you
left us out to hang and he left us out to dry. He literally jumped ship at the best.
He jumped ship. He had 45 million to spend.
Well,
we'll get into that about you not spending that. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, will we? The other players really appreciate Gordon. You can tell. In fact, that brings us on nicely because I was impressed with when he was obviously presented with the trophy and told that he was player of the tournament, and he immediately said it's all down to the players around him. Anthony Gordon of about a year ago wouldn't have done that.
Oh, sure. When he was at Everton.
When he was at Everton. No, but you know what I mean? He has grown up a lot.
I mean, I said it. He's going to smash it this season. I know for a fact. He is a good player when he wants to put his head to it, but it's just attitude stinks. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with everything that went on. It's hard to deny that he was a prick. I called him a prick right until we signed him, so we know the crack. It's thundery in Coventry. Crippy, thunder in your way?
I don't live in Birmingham. I live in the southwest, but it's been raining a lot today. So there's a weather update for you to the listeners.
Did you know that it never rains in Milan? That is one thing I've learned since we've signed Sandro Tonali. I was on for some reason I was just looking through his missus's Instagram the other day. I don't know why, because she's not that nice. But yeah, there was the one of her looking over like the hills of Italy, and everyone's like, "Oh, your next ones are all going to be in the rain." Like, oh, because it doesn't rain. It doesn't rain in Italy.
There's a lot of people moaning about Tonali already out there. He doesn't smile enough. So give him a fucking chance to get his feet through the door, man. My God. I mean,
there's an image of him holding the Milan shirt when he signed for Milan, and he's got less of a smile there than he does on the one in Newcastle. The man just doesn't smile. He might be conscious.
They're trying to make a narrative out of it, aren't they? Yeah, like who cares?
Absolutely ridiculous.
From where he plays.
Well, wow. 45 million having getting a pensioner for free. Young years old. Yeah, we're going to come on to that in a minute. Actually, the most ironically named footballer in Premier League. So obviously, you're not going with Anthony Gordon for player of the tournament. Who would you pick? Would it be Gibbs White or?
Every game I watched, Gibbs White was just on a different planet. But then you can't look at or not look at the defense and goalkeeper to not concede a goal the entire tournament.
Didn't concede a goal. It's got to be totally blanking on his name.
Trafford.
I knew it was his name.
The same guy that we were slagging off last week, for signing for Burnley after playing in League One. But
15 mil, yeah.
Yeah, well, we never profess to know what the fuck we're talking about anyway, do we? Which is just as well, because we'd be clipped all over the internet if people actually watch. Should we move on to some club type stuff then, Andy, specifically? We see you've had yourself a little road trip to Germany with Aronson in the boot of your car.
Oh yeah, I paid for his taxi.
Feeling good about that one?
Yeah. I think half the players who got us relegated should have been moved on anyway. It's just the fact that we haven't got no money for them, putting them out on loan for a season, and it's like, come back when we get promoted again if you want. You think, fuck off. You want to jump ship? Ta-da. I mean, to be fair, he's probably the first player I wanted out the door because he's fucking awful. He's just on roller skates. You just nudge him and he goes over every time. And then I see it on Twitter, someone put a picture up of when he signed for Leeds, and he put, his comments was, people said I wasn't strong enough to whack it in the Premier League, and I've come here to prove them wrong. I was like, yeah, you did a good job of that, mate. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad he's gone. Obviously, they've all gone on season-long loans. But there's Poch has gone, but he's only got a year left on his contract, so I don't think he'll be back. And then there's talk today about Bamford going. He said he's open for a move, so we was like, yeah, we are, mate, as well. So hopefully he goes as well. But it's just a bit concerning that we haven't got nobody in yet, and the takeover's still not done, so we're still a bit panicking at the minute.
I'm buzzing the Koch has gone. That means we can't get fucking linked with him anymore.
Yeah, another one
sick writing about him, and there's no possible way to spin it as a positive story, so I just don't bother.
The thing is, if you're part of a defence what shipped nearly 80 goals, why would anybody want to buy you? I don't understand why even where he's gone, why they even want him. Eintracht Frankfurt. He's the most unorganised German defender I've ever seen. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. He's 6'4" and he can't head a ball.
Yeah, which was weird because you said that the night the first time I wrote about Koch, and I said the only fucking positive is he's good in the air, and then you were like, nope.
It's shocking. It's shocking. But that's
stats.
The only downside to all them players leaving is the fact that we're still going to be left with likes of Cooper and Ayling in the Championship, because it doesn't look like they're going anywhere at the minute.
Yeah. Tyler Adams, where's he going?
Well, he's one who's come out and said he wants to stay and fight for the shirt, but he wants to fight and get us back up. Whether that's just paper talk or rumour chat, I don't know. But I think if he goes anywhere, I think he'll definitely go to a Premier League side. I can't see him going abroad anywhere. I think he'll go to a Premier League side. I know Villa was interested, wanting the Crip.
Yeah, we were linked with it. Yeah, we were linked with them. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. Clearly, if he wants to stay at Leeds, then fair enough.
He's one of the players who I'm pretty sure if we had him last season, we wouldn't have been as bad as we was. Missing him being out injured was a massive loss. Mm-hmm. But yeah, hopefully he stops. Him and Voba, one of the two I want to stop. Obviously, of the defensive sort of shift, make up midfield. Obviously, we need players like Willie and that to stop now, but obviously Liam's making there because he knows what's coming.
He's got other things in mind for that one.
One thing I don't understand though is he's on about Lavia going and they're on about 50 million for him, but surely Nanto's worth more than 19 million.
Has to be. He's got to be.
Unless there's some clause in his contract or something. That's the only thing I can think of. But if that was the case, I think more teams would be flying around him.
I think, from what I gather, there's a few. Nanto, Rutter, there's a few of them haven't got relegation things in the contracts. They haven't got them. So that's probably why we're getting some half-decent money for him, because all the rest has just gone ta-da. Because their relegation clauses was if we go down, they can leave on loan as long as the club who takes them pays 100% of the wages. So that's part of the contract, why they've all jumped ship. Because all you see on Twitter every time is, why are people being sold and there's no money being brought in? Because it's in the contract. They're going. So
yeah, shitty with
it's again another Victor Orta masterclass again. Signs Rodrigo 27 million and puts a 3 million release clause in his contract.
Madness, that.
Dope.
Canny shirt though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's probably the best one Adidas have done for us since they've been in there doing our kits. It's probably the best one.
See, you'd have probably won the kit thing if you were still in the Premier League, but you're not.
best kit in the Championship, though. We'll take that.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I haven't got the other picture that you sent through with the Bobby Dazzler shorts, which we're hoping to keep a shorts. They're bloody stunning.
Yeah, they are.
Purple.
They are the crackers, them, aren't they?
Oh, the crackers, all right. Everton, lots of Everton stuff, Liam. We've got Ashley Young. I mean, Crippy said he didn't want him to go.
Beggars can't be choosers. That's literally my response for it. Anyone that asks me, well, that's it. Like, we've got no players as it is. He can play multiple positions, experienced. I'm annoyed that we're having to sign him because we shouldn't be in this situation in the first place. When we took over, if you told me like 8 years later that we were signing Ashley Young on the free, we're like, no, fuck off. But here we are.
What was it you said earlier on about Coleman and Young?
Yeah, Ashley Cole. Ashley Young and Seamus Coleman, turning into like Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that picture. Yeah.
Just bringing memories of the Father Ted episode when they're playing football and like half of them's in wheelchairs.
Yeah, that's quality, that is.
All I've seen on Twitter before I came on, a mate sent me a picture of just actually walking to our starting 11 and someone's quoted it saying, the bird that lost a leg at Alton Towers will get into our side. So,
harsh but fair, I suppose.
Well, Young played, I think we said last week, I think Lynn was the one who brought it up. He said that Young played like 20 plus Premier League games with Villa last season. He played a lot and he's reliable for us. So I even said in the Everton chat that it's like, it is scraping the barrel, but it is also a good signing in regard to what Everton need. Because like I say, Liam said, he can play on the left and right. He's dependable. He doesn't really make big mistakes. He's not an arsehole, so his attitude's on point. He's happy to be on the bench for prolonged weeks. So it does make sense in that regard. But this kind of signing is a signing where it's like, where Everton are going to be in trouble because they're obviously clearly signing him because he's cheap. His wage demands aren't too high that they sniff at it. So I would fear for Everton because I think Villa did the same thing with like Lescott and Mika Richards. We tried to sign experienced Premier League players on a free transfer. I'd say Young has a better attitude and wants to play more than they did, but it's just a sign of the times, isn't it?
Carl's got an opinion.
One thing I would think though. One thing I always think of when you see these Premier League clubs or anybody buying players of a certain age, I initially straight away just think that must be good for the young kids as well, though, to learn, the experience from an experienced player like that. I mean, he's been there and he's done it. He's been on the block for years. So them young kids, especially like that Garner, is he going to be playing at right back, Liam Garner?
Well, I feel sorry for him. I think I said it the other week. He's just turned into Phil Neville, and he can play everywhere. But
Yeah, utility man.
He was very, very good for us towards the end of the season because both our right backs were injured. But I think Ash Young will come in as a backup left back, or even probably first choice. Not gonna lie, Mikolenko's injured at the moment, and he's our only left back at the club.
Yeah,
Like it's just ridiculous. But
well, like Crippy said, he's a model professional, and he's good to have around the training ground and in the dressing room and stuff. So, end of the day, he's a solid enough player, though, isn't he, for where you are at the minute? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, your aim this season is to obviously not be dragged into a relegation battle again. So,
well, like I said,
sort of players. Yeah,
but that's what we're trying to go for: free transfers or loan deals and stuff like that. Again, he's the only person that's going to sign for us at the moment, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It must be frustrating for Liam because it's like we stayed up with the skin of our teeth last season, and the easiest way to drop down into the championship is by not spending money. And I get that Everton have obviously got those losses that they've had to sell their best players to cover, but it's like you're making the squad worse every season, and you're not signing anyone good enough to replace them. So we're just getting weaker and weaker and weaker, and the inevitable is coming. I say after Richarlison goes, it's like that should have been set off alarm bells at the club, shouldn't it? When he goes, it's like, oh my God, we need to make sure we get someone that can score goals here. And they went for the cheap option that didn't work. And now it's again, I know Anthony Gordon, his form is hit and miss, but to lose a player that's worth all that money and then to not reinvest that money, it's like, well, we're just weakening the squad to get in freebies wherever we can. And it's like, you know everyone's going to struggle next season. The fans are going to be rightly so livid, but it does seem inevitable that they're just going to keep on, drop further down until it does happen. And then the board will be like, oh, we didn't want this to happen. It's like, yeah, but you're not preventing it now. We can see the issues now with the squad and where the squad's going, but it just seems to be they're happy just to let it be because they don't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel
like we sold Richarlison last summer 60 mil, then we sold Gordon for 45. There's 100 between those two. We sold Moise Keane in just gone. He had to obviously go to Juventus for 28 mil. We sold our left back to Chelsea for 4 mil. Sold Ellis Sims for minimum 5, up to 8 if they get promoted. There's like 120 or 30 mil. Do you know what I mean?
to us as well, like 20 odd mil before. Yeah.
There's money that we've sold, but because we're just, our accountants of an owner is just that bad at being an accountant. We're just in the shit.
It gets to the point though, doesn't it, Liam, where you're just happy to see somebody come through the door rather than go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've not. Ashley Young, that's
it. Ken Wright's going out fund, probably.
Yeah.
Dele Alli's back though, so you must be buzzing with that.
Yeah, what's all that about?
He's going to be used on the pre-season tour and
desperate,
get some help from Poch apparently.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird what he's come up with. Unless he wants to buy him for 10 mil, then go for it. But you know what? No, now look, he'll go to Chelsea for 10 mil and just be Dele Alli.
Have a good year.
Dele Alli for 5 years ago. He'll peak Everton that, but he's got, I think, 7 more games. No, I'm not wearing a Juventus shirt. Nigeria one.
I thought it was Nigeria.
Yeah, I've got a Kotra on the back as well.
Nice.
What was I saying then? Dele Alli. Yeah, he's got 7 games left before we have to trigger, or before it triggers a clause, we have to spend 10 million to Spurs.
Not Spurs. You will not play.
So he's got all this summer to prove a point to Deitch, and then maybe a couple first games of the season if he does anything. But
6.
Win again, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, give him 6 games and then fuck him off.
I know you don't want to waste like a player when you see what they've done in the past, but West Brom did this before they went down. They tried to get back outcasts that were in the squad just to see what they were doing. It's like I get the idea, but we all know he's done, isn't it? It's like clearly like Dele Alli went to Turkey, got rejected there as well. Guy's French, isn't he? If everyone had a competitive enough squad, it wouldn't even be. It'd be up to Ali to earn his place back in pre-season rather than be given an olive branch. So I'd be stunned if he did play, not just for the bloody £10 million clause deal, but just because of his ability. I think Everton are way better than him right now, and
I can't
think he has the ability though. It's just his mindset. That's the thing, because he played not last season, the season before. The couple of games that he played, I mean, he single-handedly kept us up against Palace. He came on at half-time and changed the game. Like that 45 minutes, I'm not arsed. That was worth the 10 million that we need to spend now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, it's up to him, isn't it? Because he could form some partnership with Calvert-Lewin easily. We need to keep him fit. So
yeah. It's just a waste of talent, isn't it? Because Ali was brilliant, like Ash was saying. We've seen how good he's been. Yeah.
Where's what's her face? Glenn Hoddle's fucking mate. Oh, what's she called? Irene, whatever it was, man.
I don't know. Just
you children, you're too young.
Well, like with Dele Alli, he's only 27 still. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
Shouldn't be finished.
It's on him. But we have got Andre Gomez back. He's got another year on his contract. He's finished his loan from Lille.
I can't believe he's still on the books there, and I thought he was long gone at this point.
No, he signed the same time as me in the book. We offered him another contract, didn't we? And then he went and broke his leg. So,
is he all right?
He's probably not paying attention. You know, he just puts it on, says, I'm here, and then...
Yeah. Bullshit. Shall we move on to a bit Man United? Bit more David De Gea kicking the boot in. Officially gone now. And Man United are struggling to get Onana over the line.
Massive fuck up. This is a big fuck up by them. You know, they lost De Gea because they tried to stiff him on his contract. And yeah, he's not the De Gea of old, but still decent goalkeeper that would, you know, do a job. He'd still, a lot of teams would want to sign him. And Onana is the only one they're going for. And yet he's not the perfect goalkeeper either. He's still got his flaws as a keeper. A lot of fans are kind of worried about how eccentric he is coming off his line and stuff. So now they're a bit panicky. And there's no deal that's agreed yet. So we're in pre-season now. You can't go into a few weeks before the Premier League starts without a goalkeeper in place, can you? It's madness.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're going to be in trouble tomorrow, aren't they, when they play tomorrow?
Who they play tomorrow?
Man U are playing tomorrow, aren't
Who they got?
Who?
They've got Mighty Bamford to face tomorrow.
Right, I had no idea.
We play tomorrow in the pre-season. Yeah.
Punish him, Andy. Punish him.
Very early.
4:00 if you want to laugh.
Might do actually.
Yeah. Fancy a giggle? Put that on.
Who they haven't got? Henderson, is he still there?
Don't matter. They won't need a goalie, will they? They'll still get a draw.
He's not a bad option in De Gea's stead, but yeah, he's not. They gave him a chance to prove he could be number one. He hasn't done it, has he? So,
where do you think? Where do you think De Gea will end up?
Back to Spain.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I've just got a funny feeling. I've got a funny feeling he's going to go to Tottenham. You know.
Sure, you're working.
I'm just thinking because they need a goalie with Lloris retiring or whatever he's doing. They haven't got a goalie. They've only got Foster, or Foster, his name is.
I just think the money might be an issue because De Gea wants 200k minimum, doesn't he? I think that's he wanted that at United. And I don't know if Tottenham are going to pay that for him. I don't know.
I've got a funny feeling with Levy trying to pull out the stops to keep Kane signing these players.
Speaking of Kane, is he going to Bayern or what?
Probably not.
The last I heard, he wanted to.
Yeah. But he wanted to go to Man City, didn't he? And he stopped playing so he could go to Man City. And Tottenham still said no.
Dr. Evil isn't going to sell him, is he?
Exactly. And Kane still wants to beat that record. So he's not going to sit on the bench for a year and sulk. He'll just play, won't he, for Tottenham if he doesn't get the move. So it'll just be another season of he'll run his contract down. They'll throw every penny they can to make him stay. But if Man United put up the money, he'd go. I think he'd happily go to an English club. He wants to beat that record. But yeah, I think he'd go to Bayern if he beats the record, then he could leave maybe.
400 grand a week they're offering him apparently.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean
I might stay with Tottenham for that. Trophies on everything, lads.
Could buy his own.
Obviously, he's got Madison now, pinging the ball into his forehead.
Yeah.
Might be worth him staying for a season to see how that works out.
But where was that attitude like last season, was it? This is what's annoying. Levy wakes up a bit when he's worried about losing Kane. It's like, where was this attitude when we were losing, lose Vertonghen, Alderweireld? You didn't replace them with quality. Sanchez has been pretty garbage for them, I think, the last year or so. They've just allowed such mediocrity to stay in that club, and he only has himself to blame for players like Kane wanting to go. I wouldn't be fooled into thinking they're going to have a great season if I was Kane. It's just about, is it worth going? Would he stay at Bayern for a few years if he did go? I don't know. Some English players get homesick, don't they?
He could maybe use like a Bayern move just to free him up so that he could get a move that he wants for next season.
Yeah.
Get him out of Dr. Evil's grasp.
Dr. Evil.
He just will not let go, will he? He is. He looks like, and then every time anyone comes in with a bid, he's like 100 bids. That wasn't even on the list, was it? It was still on about.
Yeah. No, yeah. Well, yeah, because I think they're stupid in not throwing money at Kane. What more do you want? He'll score goals, no matter where he is. They need to win. They want to win a title. Sign the best striker.
Well, yeah. I think Carl saying there that Spurs are likely to sack Postecoglou by November. I think I had December in the pool.
Yeah, I was thinking about September, to be fair.
I'm actually backing it. Like I said before, I'm going to give him a chance. I think he's all right.
Doesn't matter whether he is or he isn't. He's got that barrel of shite to work with, and that toss with the making the decisions. So it doesn't matter how good Postecoglou is. It's the fucking club that's the farce. Back to Man United. Maguire has an uncertain Man United future, but it's too expensive for suitors. Where's he going to go? Because he's done at Man U, isn't he? He's toasted.
Yeah.
So where does he go?
Crawley. Crawley. He'd have to go to Saudi. You'd have to go to Saudi. It's the only place that would pay 30+ mil for him and pay those wages.
I think Saudi want him because there's been no links to that.
I don't think they're. No, I wasn't there clamoring for him, but Jesse Lingard talked himself into some interest, didn't he, by naming them? So if you just sort of stroke their ego a bit, they go, okay, well, we'll sign you. Yeah. Never know.
If he was to go to Saudi, do you reckon that'd be his England career over?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It'd be a good excuse for Southgate, wouldn't it?
Money. He's got something else now. He's probably got his nudes or something. That's why.
Yeah, he's definitely got some nudes. Yeah, got to do.
I mean, it's his wages, isn't it? Newcastle were linked with him, and I looked into it, and there's no way Newcastle are going to pay them wages.
But if United want him off the books that bad, they'll probably say, right, you know what, we'll give you 30% of his wages for the rest of his contract, or to Harry Maguire, because there are people that do that, and so.
Yeah, True. It's going to be a loan. I reckon it's going to be a loan, isn't it? Loan, and they'll pay loads of the wages.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's one of those things that it always baffles us. Like when you're on about signing a player and saying, "Oh, we can't afford them wages," you don't have to pay the same wages as he's already on. But it's like, how do you convince him to, take that pay cut? Like, you're just not worth that anymore. But we still want you.
Yeah.
Just say to him, "Look, mate, you shit. We'll give you £1.50."
Exactly. Let's be honest. You're not as good as you used to be, and you weren't that good when you were good. So yeah. That's enough there. Maguire was actually mint, and in an England shirt, he still is. Just club level, he balls.
It's just the fact he turns around like a wardrobe. That's all.
But that's why Leicester always defended deep, because then when United have to play high, expose that, didn't it? That he couldn't chase back because, oh shit, he's not the defender we thought he was. But I found weird that they didn't know that when they spent £80 million on him. But yeah, he's probably got one England tournament left, hasn't he? And that's it, probably, for Harry Maguire.
Depends what the statute of limitations is on them nudes.
He needs a good move, then, doesn't he? Because he probably thinks, I've got a chance of being a starter in this England squad, so I don't want to necessarily throw my career away yet. Because if he doesn't play at a proper level, he probably wasn't going to get picked, does he? So he's got to still stay in Southgate's radar to make that team.
Could you?
He's going to get linked with us. So.
Could you imagine the Leicester boardroom when the phone call went and they rang up and made that offer? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
They're all rolling on the floor, laughing, hit the mute button and start pissing themselves.
80? Could it be pence or no million?
Quality. The Saudi thing's weird. I mean, they've just one of the clubs, Al Hilal, have just bagged Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. So they're not pissing about, aren't they? I mean, I thought it was going to be like all the washed up, close to retirement, one big payday thing, but Milinkovic-Savic could have gone anywhere.
Yeah,
this won't last though. I said Oscar went to China. That was the big one that had everyone shocked.
True.
So I'm still thinking they'll for a few years, they'll dominate, and annoyingly the media cover Saudi football, so they're doing their work for them, like obsessing over where Ronaldo is right now and stuff. It's like, I don't really care what he's doing in Saudi Arabia now. Who gives a fuck?
Ronaldo moved to Saudi Arabia, and all of a sudden, all of Al Nassr's games were live on YouTube every week.
Like, who cares? Like everyone else, I don't know any of the players around him. They all just look like fans that have, won a competition. The way they act when he scores, it's embarrassing.
Play with Ronaldo.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? When he scores, they're all like,
to play with Ronaldo.
Because they're his teammate, but they're like afraid to like touch him because they recognise that he's like a star and they're not. So it's a really awkward dynamic where it's like, oh my God, Ronaldo, but yeah. But I can't see, because what's the end goal for Saudi Arabia? They won't be in the Champions League, obviously, because of where they're situated. So how good can they really get as a league?
Yeah,
no one's going to pay to watch them,
version, don't they? Don't they have their own version of like the Champions League, like, or not? Am I going to
I'm sure South America do, Africa do. So
because Asia and Oceania do as well.
Yeah.
A couple of comments here about Stevie G looking like he's trying to stop war. Looks like Saudi I mean, he does, doesn't he? Of course, the borders that I mean.
God.
Fucking hell, man. I mean, everything around him is just gold. How despotic can you get?
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was never going to get another job in the Premier League, so good luck to him.
But it reminds me of the golf thing. Look at what the LIV tournament had to do in golf. They have to legitimise by merging with the PGA. And I think it'll be the similar thing with Saudi football, where they'll never be legitimate because they're not connected to a governing body that we recognise. It'll always be, you go there for a payday, but we don't respect it. So that's why I just can't see broadcasters throwing money into covering the Saudi League, because I don't think people care about seeing Ronaldo in Saudi anymore. And again, we love Benzema, but we don't care about seeing Benzema in Saudi on his own with maybe one or two teammates we recognise. Like, people don't even watch La Liga, do they, on a regular basis? So, like, why would they care about seeing one player in Saudi? So, yeah, I just can't see it blowing up.
I think the Saudi League is going to be more successful than the Chinese one, because the Saudis are just too shrewd to put all this money in and let it just burn away.
Yeah, they send more players into it for sure. Yeah.
But like you say, nobody watches La Liga, nobody watches Serie A, so they've got a big freaking hill to climb.
Yeah,
and they're starting like on a big mound of money that could just dissolve. It's a weird one, but
yeah,
like I say, they are shrewd. They don't do things by half. So we'll see.
Because they can't all win titles, can't they? Obviously, there's a lot of rival clubs. They're all spending money, but they're all rival clubs. So it's like, okay, well, a couple of you are going to be failures here, and then obviously you're going to miss out on the bigger bucks. So that's going to be interesting to see when when teams fall short.
Carl's backing it to go the way of the China League.
Yeah,
yeah. That's a good shout. I wonder if Liverpool fans are sweating half the squad going to Saudi to follow Gerrard.
Jordan Henderson, yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Henderson going, Salah going.
Coutinho has been linked as well. We want to get rid of Coutinho, so if he wants to go to Saudi, please. You have my best.
Well, Harry Redknapp getting the band back together.
Quite good at delivering these days. You can deliver Coutinho to Saudi.
30 mil, yes.
Whoa! There's a name.
Paddy.
Hey!
Okay, now.
Hello, Paddy.
Well, it's all right. He's missed us slagging off Ange Postecoglou, so we're all good.
He's probably slagging him off now.
Yeah, true. Declan Rice is still kicking about on West Ham. He's like the fucking fart that won't go away. And he's one minute it's done, the next minute there's a complication. Like what? It's obviously going to go through. But what's taking so long? What is taking so long?
He's too busy filming them annoying fucking rice pudding up there.
Just gonna fucking say
I'll be honest, they do make me smile, Andy. They do make me smile.
Not when they pop up on YouTube and there's a one where he yells rice, rice, baby, but it's not played in the song. It's like,
yeah,
fucking with me head. They are cringe though, but it was the most inevitable partnership that there's ever been, and I can't believe it took them so long to do
it.
Yeah, the difference with Rice and Maxi, Kev, is that Rice is actually going to leave. We're going to be stuck with Maxi.
Yeah,
nobody wants the fucker. Because you were saying about West Ham, but they've also released a new kit. No, sorry, that's the old one. No, wait, that's the new one. No, hang on, is that the old one or the new one? There's lack of effort. Is that the Control C, Control V?
Is that the bind to replace Rice when he goes? That bloke?
I thought that was actually done. I mean, fucking hell. Put some effort in, lads. You won the European Championship last season, and shall we acknowledge it? Nope.
Yeah, you'd think they do that, wouldn't you? Have a little.
Yeah, that's the only problem I've got with it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you just won like a major trophy. Celebrate the fact. No one's going to belittle you for it.
I do.
Well, we probably
that's all I get still. It's all like Champions of Europe. You're not the liar.
Jimmy Greaves. Quality. Yes, this is the one. Pau Torres, good signing, Crippy.
Yeah, I like him. I like him. I'm hoping we'll get a couple more in with that Spanish connection, but I'm not sure. But we did need a centre back because Diego Carlos has been not injured for a lot of it, and we needed to upgrade Chambers because he's garbage, and Courtney House. So yeah, I like it. It'd probably be Mings. Torres could be Mings. Carlos could be Carlos and Torres as well. So good bolstering defense for Europe. Ready, happy, Carl.
Fantastic. Newcastle still chasing Harvey Barnes, who I think is a fantastic signing, but there's so many of our fans can't see it.
He's a good player, Barnes.
Numbers, man. Look at his numbers and look at his performances. He's good.
The fucking, as the lads on Evermore have now christened them, Maximists. The cult of Alan St. Maximin. They're insisting that Maxi's better, but even in the face of being presented with a side-by-side comparison of all the stats, it's like, I'm sorry, but Barnes scored more goals last season than Maxi scored for Newcastle, full stop. Yeah. Like, he's a much, much better player than St. Maximin, and he's a better player than anyone gives him credit for in our fan base. Well, not everyone. There are obviously quite a lot of us who can see the truth. But, yeah, he's going to be a hell of a signing, I think.
Well, I wanted the Villa, but we're not in the running. Yeah.
I think he was linked with Moussa Diaby because I saw the comparison.
Yes,
I saw that as well. Yeah, like he was on our list last year, and I don't think we're not asked about him this year, but still a lot of fans wish he'd come.
Well, we signed Leon Bailey from Leverkusen, so it's like we're just trying to pick from those kind of teams that we're better than, but we can still sign some good players there. So yeah, I wouldn't mind Diaby either.
Cult followers are saying that don't think Barnes is good. The idiots in Cleveland don't get FFP. They don't get a lot of things. If you think Maxi's that good, they don't get football. Take away the goals, he's got worse stats apparently. Yeah, he's just better. He's take on's better. It's just literally every stat that was presented. I think bar one, Barnes was better than St. Maximin, and not just St. Maximin. I'm not just digging at him. He's better than every other winger that we've got. It's a no-brainer, and he's not going to cost the earth. Other than him, very quiet on the old transfer front. Plenty of names being linked about, but just a lot of them just don't stack up.
But are you done? Just say
no.
How many more people does it look like you're after? One or two?
We still need a full back, possibly one to cover both sides. It was going to be a left back. we're going to go for a more versatile one. We need another centre back.
Actually, yeah.
Axel Dislal.
Oh, from France.
From Monaco, yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking like a likely purchase.
Yeah.
Centre back. And then I think he's after another midfielder and possibly a striker. So we've still got plenty to do.
Okay.
It's outgoings we need to focus on. We need to get some of that FFP wiggle room freed up. Get the cells out the door. Get Alison Maximin out the door, and a few.
We're linked with Fraser and Darlow, aren't we?
Yeah,
both good. Would be good
not
signings.
bad players. Fraser's obviously got an axe to grind with Eddie Howe. I don't know what's gone on. I mean, it was all smiles, wasn't it, when Eddie Howe came in? Oh, well, that's in the past. It's behind us now. But it
clearly
wasn't. And it's just been niggling in the background until he went, right, you fuck off. But yeah, he'd be a good player for you. Fraser, definitely. And Darlow's a solid keeper.
Yeah.
So, a couple of good signings for you, potentially. Everton linked with Maxi. That keeps coming back up.
Yeah, you go and get him, Liam. Tell him to get Maxi.
Yeah. Then actually don't get Nando.
No. All right. We'll
you don't want that young kid from us. It's fucking awful. He's horrible shit.
It's fine. He'll fit right in then. He'll fit right in.
Brilliant.
After Everton signed El Ghazi on loan from us, though, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they got St. Maxi in. Because that was a weird signing.
Yeah, but that was because of who we had in charge, isn't it? It's Mashiri, then Kia, whatever his bloody name is. It's just all dodgy dealing. That's what it is.
Yeah. There seems to be no benefit to that deal on the face of it, in football terms, anyway.
I mean, I think he played overall 90 minutes, if that.
Yeah, I started over like 2 games as well. Garbage.
Yeah, because he came on for 2 minutes, like 3 times. Like, what's the point? Like, what is the actual point? Like,
I couldn't believe you signed him off us.
Dizazi and DiMarco. Yeah, that's a good one. Federico DiMarco from Inter. Quality player. So, although I did another piece on him today, and he's an amazing left back as an attacker. His defensive stats are fucking garbage. So I don't know whether that'll put us off.
Yeah.
Carl saying there's about 6 players that will let leave on loan. It's getting somewhere for them to go. That's the problem. And will Maxi go to Saudi? I mean, I don't know. The club links are there. Use them.
Yeah, you think they would, wouldn't you?
Just buy another club and like, right, you know what? You're coming here.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to play like champ manager and you'd add another manager, take over a team, and then and just I'll have Shola Iobi for 150 million. Yep, no problem. Do that.
Yeah.
You have added another manager. Use the cheat. Chelsea, a lot going on there. They've raised 190 million by flogging a load of players. Lukaku was possibly going to Inter for 35 million.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, 35 million.
Giveaway that. It's like just a total fire sale at Chelsea now, isn't it?
I seem to be the only person who rates Lukaku. I know he obviously missed that in the Champions League final, but he's not a bad striker. He's got a reputation of being like a donkey in England now, and I think, well, Chelsea can't talk. Like they could have done it last season. Man United can't talk. Martial's not better than him. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's a weird half the Lukaku that played for us.
Oh God!
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. He's so good.
It's I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't play well with bigger players.
Well, he definitely cursed at Chelsea because he always wanted to play for them as a kid. It was literally a dream. He wanted to be like Drogba, and then he joined them also when he was young. Didn't play, got loaned out, awful. Didn't have a good time there. Comes back and you think, oh wow, now he's going to play. But then Chelsea weren't ready for it, were they? He had that one season where they didn't want to keep him after that. So that club is cursed for him now.
I think it's a few clubs cursed for him now.
They just can't get a striker who just does the business. Ever since Drogba was left, not about anyone.
Yeah,
they tried it with Torres, terrible. Lukaku, terrible. Falcao, terrible. Morata, terrible. Who else?
Costa.
João Felix.
Felix, no. Havertz, no.
Havertz.
It's just
all world-class players before they went to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Died a painful death in the blue.
Yeah.
But Poch isn't fucking about, is he? Have you heard anything that he's said lately? He is not messing about. He's just fucking putting the boot in on the players that are already there.
But still talking about Dele Alli as well, though, so it's fine.
So I think we're gonna see a very different Chelsea next season. I don't know if it's going to work, but they're going to be fucking terrified of Poch by then.
That's
be much worse than last season.
True.
That's the thing. They should be better, but I think I put on the docket, when you lose that many players in one summer, it can be hard to get that team to gel instantly. I think they'll end the season better than when they started, I think, Chelsea, because Poch will still be figuring out his best 11. And I think there might be some young players in there that either start well and tail off, or they don't have a good pre-season, but then they train really well during the season and then come back in. So I think that squad will take maybe a couple of months before he has a consistent 11 that he can rely on every week.
I just don't know who's going to be playing in midfield for them. Ends up and Anders.
I know they shipped everyone. Yeah,
that's it. Literally.
Yeah.
Conor Gallagher just
fantastic,
running
around. Innit? Like a Timothy commercial. Well, you young bastards probably don't even remember Timothy.
No, straight off my head.
That's where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Should we have another unprompted, unnecessary dig at Liverpool?
Of course. Yeah, why not?
I don't know the legitimacy of this. I don't think anyone's managed to track down
I
if this is real or not. What the fuck is that?
They're taking the piss, aren't they?
I think it's got to be real because those joggers at Liverpool as well, just looking at them now, it's a green Nike, looks like a green badge.
It's like a Minecraft body warmer.
It is Minecraft body warmer with a Liverpool badge on. Let's have a look at it again.
Someone needs to go on the website and have a look for it because it's not going on my computer. So
I think that's part of the problem. I didn't want to search for is this real. I didn't want to see what else they've got for sale. Fucking hell.
Are they going to be the nearest challengers to Man City next season, Liverpool or Arsenal?
I think it's going to be tight between Liverpool and Arsenal. It's going to be City, Liverpool, Arsenal top three, and then fourth place is one of about 6 teams, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mad season. I can't wait for it to kick off. Can't wait for any football. when you're watching the under-21s European Championships almost religiously, you're really starting to miss football, aren't you? I mean, I'm going to watch Man United Leeds tomorrow. I've got no interest in that, but I'm going to watch it anyway.
That'll be worth a laugh, though.
Where's it at?
Possibly.
Oslo.
Just round the corner then. That's all right.
Yeah. It's live on the comedy channel.
I watched the second half of Feyenoord and some team I've never heard of at the weekend, just because Yakuba Minte was playing for them, and I wanted to see if he was any good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was shot on an iPhone on a stick. It's in the league, and you can hear every word that's spoken by the players and the fans. It was class.
That was one fun thing about COVID, wasn't it? Where there was no crowd in this. You would just hear the players shouting. It was weird, but it's kind of cool for a little period.
Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's when we heard when Newcastle scored a goal and just Matt Ritchie shouting, "I do love playing away."
It was the Arsenal player when he said he's built like a brick shit house. Who was that one? When was it Holding?
Holding against Traore, maybe.
Yeah, he fell over and he went, how's he gone down? He's built like a brick shit house.
Bring back COVID. No.
I mean, take away the fans. We were class, just saying. I mean, we never got to see James Rodriguez, but what it is.
Yeah.
We've had one good season for 40 seasons. We weren't allowed to watch it.
We won it for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
We get to see it.
It's kind of mad, isn't it? how
There were some bad
Swans
results
just
in that
was
period.
so much better without a
Yeah.
crowd there. It must just feel like the training, though. So it must be hard to get into that mindset that, like, this is a fucking legit match, lads. Can we?
Well, it's slow. When you watch it, it's so slow, isn't it? The build-up play and stuff. So you know it's not even close to how it is in the Premier League, because you can see them, like, players just aren't really putting it in properly, even though they're told to make it like a game situation. It's just, yeah, you can have as many friendlies as you want, but it looks so different to when the season starts. Even the Community Shield is kind of like that as well a bit, because the heat just drains energy from the players, so it's hard to really get that proper competitiveness. But yeah. I'm excited to. I'm excited. One more month, isn't it?
Yep. A month today, 12th, isn't it? 12th of August, the first game.
Whoa. 3 weeks today for us.
Sorry. Actually, that just reminded us of something that's not on the thing, but then the TV schedule. What the fuck? Newcastle are playing 8 o'clock kickoff on a Saturday. What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, they're screwing people over on travel again.
8 o'clock on a Sunday as well. So, like, you know, you travel down to wherever, and then you've got to make your way back home to get into work for Monday morning.
They did it to us last season. We played Liverpool away on a Saturday night at 8 o'clock, and the last train back was 9:10.
Yeah,
so it was literally just
possible.
So you folks, yeah.
They don't think about this shit.
It wasn't too bad.
I know. The result was all right.
But they moan, don't they, that they can't put all these games on. They moan about the 3 o'clock blackouts and stuff. It's like, well, people are just going to say, I'm not going to commit to watching games in the season if there's a risk of it being changed to a time where I can't do. Because having to travel to a game, pay for digs and food, whatever, it costs so much money that people just can't be doing it. And yet they try and scold us for watching it on a stream or something. It's like, yeah, but then make the game affordable then. Yeah, it's not affordable now.
You're pricing us out of the stadiums, and you're pricing us out of our own fucking living rooms with all these subscription services. Like,
they used to do it to us when we was in the Championship. Also, we're back in it now. But I mean, before we come up, our fixtures just literally no one knew whenever there was going to be played, because they was changed all the time. Hence why we always sing now, Sky TV is fucking shit.
Yeah,
because they just change it all the time. Yeah, it was literally. Yeah, they was literally changing them like 4 days, a week before the match for TV.
Yeah. I mean, for us, our first 6 games in the Premier League are televised, which means we haven't got a 3 o'clock Saturday kickoff in amongst them.
Wow.
I mean, it's great for armchair fans, but for the people who have to travel and go to the games and shit, it's a fucking nightmare.
Well, I've always said that the club should cover. They should use the local coaches' services so that fans can go to away games. I don't understand why that's not been brought up.
The fans' expense every time.
Yeah, I've never understood that. It's like if you want us to travel like 300 miles to watch our beloved club, just cover the cost. I'm happy to give you those hours, but people can't afford to be spending it flashing, to lose a whole day to that, splash out the money. But I've never understood that. It's so much easier for the club. The club does it with the players, don't they? They have a coach for the players to go on, but then supporters have to have their own supporters group where they have to pay, you pay your dues to a group to cover the costs and stuff. And it seems to be the club should definitely cover that. If you want to applaud them after a game and say, "Oh, thanks for your support, loyalty, whatever," let's actually see it. Because I think fans would appreciate it much more if you covered the cost rather than just applauded them for 5 minutes at the end of the game.
Absolutely, because I mean, I can understand historically they couldn't afford to do that. I mean, I was watching a video on TikTok the other day of Nigel Clough giving Mark Crossley a new car as part of his contract, and it was a fucking Ford Escort. So back in the day, they didn't have the money for that, but the millions and billions that clubs earn now, they should be starting to give more back to the fans. I mean, as Kev said there, Newcastle Champions League tickets, 55 quid. Then you've got all your ticket and travel and everything on top of that. If the club could stump up some of that and take the sting out of it, I don't understand why they're not doing it. It would go a long way for fan and club relations. And then, football kits start at 70 quid to go up to 140.
Kevin, I wish. Yeah, £70 I wish. Pay double for it. And the worst of the fans are saying, "Oh yeah, well, you got to support the club. You've got to put money back into the club." It's like, we've got billionaire owners. We have got billionaire owners. We don't need to put more money into the fucking club. They can generate their own money through rich companies who broadcasting and shit. Why is it
That's
always
why
the fans that have the least amount and have to put it in?
Well, a lot of people do these cheap knockoffs, don't they, from like DHgate and stuff for like 12 quid for a yeah.
And they're not far off the original.
Yeah.
Like you can get away with wearing one without anybody ever knowing that it was a knockoff.
Yeah,
so that's why people do it.
But people even just tell the truth. They just say, "I'll say it's a knockoff. I'm not paying 100 quid for a shirt." And they go, "Yeah, fair enough." Like it used to be like a sin, didn't it, to do that? But now people will just say, "I'm not buying a shirt to the club. I love my club, but I can't afford to spend that much of my wages on a bloody one shirt. It just doesn't seem worth it."
When it can clearly be made and sold for 12 bar from China.
Exactly. Yeah.
We was on about this conversation earlier, me and our kid, because he was on about the Leeds shirt, and I always get them for the kids, obviously. So you think, imagine like a single mum or single dad who's got 3 or 4 kids and they all want a kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like 500 quid or something just to get them kitted out. It's ridiculous.
I dread to think how much fans have to spend.
Got any retro shirts? I mean, Liam, clearly.
I've got loads, yeah. Got loads.
I got loads of old Newcastle ones that were brand new at the time. I haven't thrown them out.
Yeah, same with Villa, yeah.
I've still got all mine from when I was a kid. All my kid shirts and stuff.
I don't think I've bought a retro, and I haven't bought a football shirt for years because they just don't make the cunts big enough. Which is understandable because it's an athletic top. They're not really going to make them for people of my size, are they? I would love to get into the whole retro shirts thing, and I'd love to have the new Newcastle shirt, but fuck me. I'm not made of money.
I was tempted to do those when you buy the mystery shirts. I was tempted to do them. What's he say? How much does the what?
Kevin's asking how much the Leeds kit is to Liam.
Yeah, Liam answer.
Well, we was on about this today. I think the kit, the top 70 quid, so it's not cheaper. And then also when you've got kids, they want like names and numbers and badges and whatever on. You're talking upwards of 100 quid for a shirt.
Yeah.
Kev mentioned the Pompey kit there. I haven't seen it, but how much is that one? I don't even think going down the league makes that much of a difference.
No,
it doesn't at all.
I bet
Charity kits are very pricey.
the Wrexham tops are kind of pricey these days.
God, yeah.
But
I will say, at least they're trying to generate money from not just merchandise, but broadcasting. They're obviously selling the rights for their show they've got on. Is it Netflix? They got the Wrexham thing on.
At
least they're using that, and obviously they're sponsored by TikTok as well. So at least they're generating money through that. But yeah, if fancy the ticket prices go up by a considerable amount, they're going to be like, well, hold on a minute. You guys have got the money here, we haven't, so don't take the piss.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be stupid enough to hike the ticket prices up, but I think the shirts might go up because there's going to be interest from all around the world now with Ryan Reynolds.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, they know they can cash in on that.
Yeah.
Pompey shirt's £55, just so you know.
Bloody hell.
I've just sent it.
The thing is, though, it's like ticket prices and stuff, even for lower league clubs, are still quite expensive. Like my local team, Grimsby, it's still 25 quid, 27 quid to get in there.
Non-league is 20 quid minimum, isn't it?
Ridiculous.
It used to be relative to like the level they're playing at, but now it's not. They're saying now we have to make it at 20. And then they complain they don't get enough fans. Yeah, but that's because if someone's got 20 quid to spend, they don't want to watch non-league football for 20 quid. That's what they do.
Yeah. And there's a pub next to the ground. I'll go there instead.
Go and watch it on telly.
Exactly.
That's done, gents.
Yeah.
We've made it through another hour of talking bollocks. Fantastic. And if you have enjoyed us talking bollocks for an hour, then do come back next week at 8 o'clock when we'll talk bollocks for another hour. Thanks for everyone who's been in the comments. You've kept the thing ticking over nicely. And anyone who's watching this after, hit like button, subscribe button, share buttons. Let's start getting more than one viewer a week in, shall we? They think it's all over, gentlemen. It is now.